If you're between 60 and 70 with $300,000 to $500,000 saved, listen up. The math you did 5 years ago is dead. The IRA changed the game in 2026, and the financial industry is staying quiet. Why? Because they benefit when you panic sell. I'm going to show you 3 tables in the next 18 minutes. Tables your advisor probably hasn't mentioned. But first, the legal stuff. I'm not your advisor. This isn't financial advice. I'm just a guy with a calculator who's furious. Let's talk about the old playbook, the 4% rule. RMDs at 72, traditional withdrawal sequence. Wall Street sold us a plan, and that plan expires in 2026. Secure 2.0 pushed RMDs to 73 back in 2023, then to 75 for anyone born in 1960 or later. Sounds good, right? 2 more years before forced withdrawals. Now here's the thing they don't say. In the AARP magazine, the penalty for getting it wrong went from 50% to 25, unless you're in a specific bracket, where it's actually 10%. Confused? That's the point. Financial advisors with $10 million clients get custom tax planning. DIY retirees with $400,000 stuck with generic online calculators. That's us versus them. Let me walk through a realistic scenario. You're 63 years old. You've got $400,000 in a traditional IRA. You want to retire at 65. Old math says $16,000 a year withdrawal. That's the 4% rule. Add Social Security and you're comfortable. But here's the problem. Inflation killed purchasing power. A 2026 dollar is worth 82 cents compared to 2019, so you need to withdraw more to compensate. But if you do that, you trigger higher tax brackets earlier. The IRS adjusted tax brackets for inflation, but Social Security's IRMAA thresholds barely moved, so you're getting taxed on inflated dollars, while Medicare premiums jump because your income looks higher on paper. But here's the kicker that made me throw my calculator across the room. Congress adjusted their pensions for real inflation. Retirees are stuck with CPIW. That underreports healthcare costs. That's us versus them again. Let's break down 2026's actual changes. RMD age is 73 if you were born between 1951 and 1959. RMD age is 75 if you were born in 1960 or later. The new 10-year rule for inherited IRAs killed the stretch IRA and qualified charitable distributions limit raised to $105,000. Here's the secret strategy nobody talks about. Roth conversions in the gap years. Between 63 and 72. Tax bracket arbitrage. Convert $50,000 a year at 22% now. Or let RMDs force you into 32% later. Your choice. Now, here's where it gets interesting. And this is the part your buddy at the golf course won't tell you, because he doesn't know. If you're 63 right now, you have a 10-year window. You can prepay taxes at today's rates before the 2017 tax cuts expire. Wait, they already expired? See, this is the problem. We're making 30-year decisions with 18-month-old information. Mega IRAs worth $5 million or more. They use private placement life insurance. Middle-class savers get taxed on every withdrawal. US versus them. 1. More time. Let me give you a 3-tier strategy based on account size. $300,000 to $500,000. Partial Roth conversions plus. Delay Social Security. $500,000 to $1 million. Laddered conversions plus QCD strategy. Under $300,000. Focus on IRMAA. Avoidance, not growth. Here's the 3-bucket system. Bucket 1 is tax deferred. That's your traditional IRA. Minimize this. Bucket 2 is tax-free. That's your Roth. Maximize this in the gap years. Bucket 3 is taxable brokerage. Use this for early retirement income. Real example. $400,000 becomes $510,000 effective after tax with conversions. But you have to pay tax now, and I know the objection. Why would I pay $11,000 in taxes this year? Here's the thing nobody wants to hear. Paying $11,000 in taxes this year saves $34,000 over the next 15 years. But it feels terrible. It goes against every instinct. But you know what feels worse? Being 78 years old, forced to withdraw $47,000 you don't need. Watching half of it vanish to taxes and IRMAA surcharges, while your kids inherit a tax bomb. Let me warn you about the 5 biggest errors. People make these with $400,000. Number 1. Converting too much in 1 year. Jumping tax brackets. Number 2. Forgetting state taxes if you plan to move. Number 3. Ignoring the 5-year Roth rule. That penalizes early withdrawals. Number 4. Taking Social Security at 62 just because. Number 5. Leaving everything in target date funds with hidden expense ratios. The 2026 gotcha is the pro rata rule for backdoor Roth conversions. And estate planning matters more. Now, beneficiary designations are critical. But here's the part that keeps me up at night. And I want you to write this down. If you die with $400,000 in a traditional IRA, and your kids are in their peak earning years, that entire account gets taxed at THEIR rate, probably 32% or higher, and they have to drain it in 10 years. You just handed the IRS $128,000 of your life's work. There's a reason they call it the Stretch IRA Massacre. Let's recap the stakes. 2026 rules mean a smaller margin for error. Here are your action steps. Step 1. Calculate your current RMD age using the IRS table. Step 2. Run a Roth conversion projection. I've linked a free calculator in the description. Step 3. Check your Social Security break-even age. Step 4. Review your beneficiary forms this week. You spent 40 years saving this. Don't let the last 10 years of bad planning erase it. If this helped, the algorithm needs to know. Click like so others see it. The 2026 window is closing. Not in a buy my course way. In a the law literally changes way. Here's the brutal truth. One wish. Someone told me this at 55. The retirement game is rigged, but the rules are public. You can't change the tax code, but you can change which bucket your money sits in. And right now, in 2026, you have options. Options your parents didn't have, and your kids won't have. So the question isn't, can I afford to do this? It's, can I afford not to? Because the IR isn't going to send you a reminder when you screw this up.